I was given a question, the same question over the past couple weeks, and I finally have like a understanding. And this is an accumulation of many years of knowledge and divine interventions through people, through dreams, through experiences, and it's the idea relating to sex. What is it? Why are we so drawn to it? Why is there such an impactful experience, and why does it have so much repercussions and punishments if done the wrong way? Why is it always a backlash if you have the wrong energy into it? If you're doing it out of anger, doing it out of hate, doing it out of jealousy, it always gives you exactly what you gave it back. It always gives you the same energy. So why is this connection such a strong energy, as if it's an alive being, an entity, but it involves two people to do it, right? Sex is also defined as making love. You make love to anything. You can make love towards anything. When you make love to nature, to a sunset, to water, notice how the definition of make love changes. It only stays maybe taboo or tainted when incorporating two different people. But when it involves nature, beauty, it's a genuine love. It becomes this genuine, authentic connection as opposed to a physical activity. I like to call it physical intimacy because that's what it is. It's an intimate connection between two people in a physical way. So in another sense, making love is an expression only able to happen when you love yourself. And that's truly what it is. Sex isn't for the other person to show the other person you love them. You notice it's a soul bonding experience. It gives you more out of it than it does the other person, especially when you love yourself. When you love yourself, this connection becomes something of much more essence than just an activity two people do when they're in love. And I think it's been abused. People have noticed there's a deep power within it, and it's been abused and used in a way where it's only surface level, where it only happens if two people decide to get naked together and to express this love or just this activity with each other. But really to fully understand this physical intimacy, this genuine love, genuine intimacy, you have to understand yourself. Because in order for it to be this connection, this deep inner connection, you know yourself. You know how to love you. You know how to talk to someone. You know how to use your body language to put your full presence and energy into this sacred space. Because that's what it is. It's a sacred space of genuine intimacy. And the idea of, let's just go on a religious lens, because I am very experienced in this specific religion and how they view sex. You wait till marriage. You wait till after you are married through the church, through a physical contract, through an emotional connection, and then you decide it's time to have sex for the co-creation of offspring, one, and two, because you both love each other. I think there is definitely a precious value into someone when you wait for them, especially after marriage. And I think that's a beautiful connection. But I also don't think this is meant for everyone, because you have to have the right intention when you choose to have this connection. If you're a happy Christian man and you decide to get married to your lovely wife, but you have the intention of just finally having sex with them, even though you guys read the Bible every night. Notice how there isn't like depth in this. There isn't a attraction, a love for this. You're not called to this. I feel that when you hear about two people who maybe met the first day, but you can see how they share deep trauma with each other, and they were able to do a shadow work, as you call it, sharing how different parts of their lives was difficult and traumatic, but because of those moments it built them, and then they decide to carry it forward into a physical intimacy because they feel the connection. It doesn't feel like a temptation as it may in the Bible. Instead, it feels like a calling where it's an agreement between both of their energies to create this sacred space. There's more depth in that than there was in the Christian marriage. So why is that? Why am I more called to B than to A, even though on paper A is the way to go? It's because of your intention. It's because of faith. It's because of trust. You are trusting the higher power, the divine of the universe. And you trust that you have this within yourself. And you know this is within yourself, that you can know when someone else has it for them. Because you have read the book and ran the 4-minute mile. You know what another person looks like finishing a 4-minute mile. You see that they're tired, they're sweating, they're exhausted, but there's a smile on their face because you know that feeling. It cannot be faked. This is the same with physical intimacy. It's no different, and that's the beauty of the universe. There's a consistency. You can tell when someone's genuine about something. And then you can co-create an offspring from this beautiful connection. And notice how there is like a one, and I don't know what the statistics are, but only one sperm can enter one egg. And it's a very complicated and very serendipitous moment. It's purposeful. A child being born is not on accident. It is a purposeful event, a purposeful opportunity that has been created in the perfect balance of the universe. Those accidental pregnancies with teenagers nowadays, there is a sacredness in that. There is a sacredness in how they were given a child in this event of, and this maybe awful, very, how do I explain this? You wouldn't want it to happen. You're in high school, you wouldn't want a child. But why did it happen? If everything is consistent, like I said, everything is purposeful, why did this very unfortunate event happen to someone who isn't ready? There's purpose behind it. If you ask any mother who gave birth when they were under 18 or maybe 18, do you regret what happened now that your child is grown and you are now a mother? I bet you a lot of them would say, I wish I did it different, but it built who I am today. I have my child with me and they helped me grow into a better person together. There's purpose in that. There is always purpose when you decide to listen, when you decide to look. And this is why sex is such a great example, because it's so sacred. But why is it whenever it's brought up, there's a little bit of anxiousness, there's a little bit of embarrassment, because it's taboo. You can't, it's tainted, it's ruined. You cannot talk about it unless you physically know or have the credentials to talk about it. And I think that's ridiculous. I think something that is so important, that involves more than just a physical understanding, an intention. It involves an inner knowing of who you are as a person. It should be talked about, it should be shared in a loving space. Because nowadays, hookup culture is spreading faster than ever. But because that is spreading, there are also those who sense this sacredness the same as I do, who are maybe who are maybe behind the scenes, who don't know how to talk about it yet because they think people will reject that they see sex as sacred. Because when you hear someone say that, you're like, oh, you're a sex addict. We should stop labeling and start listening, start observing how people view things, how people have developed their morals, and start to trust in the consistency in the universe, like I was talking about. Start to trust that the divine is always present. And if everything is purposeful, shouldn't we give it the attention it deserves? Shouldn't we sit and start to listen? Because when was the last time that you maybe decided to listen to someone talk? Fully try to understand all perspectives instead of trying to label them in the middle of their sentence. I know that you know what I'm talking about. I know that when I speak about the connection between everything and how everything is purposeful, that there is a little fire within you that lights for a moment, thinking, I've heard this information before. I know exactly what she's talking about. I just didn't know how to put it into words. I don't speak on a new, this isn't new information that I'm speaking about. I'm not inventing a new way to view sex. This has been talked about and felt for generations, but yet nobody taught me how to think like this. Nobody said I should say this, and that, giving me a script to make this video. I'm speaking from the depth of my heart, a genuine love that I know is within other people. And I think that the more people start to talk and not listen to label someone, but listen to try to understand and resonate with someone else, that is when we will finally be able to learn, to understand, to finally hear them and acknowledge how you see yourself within this other person speaking. That's why it's also so beautiful, the action of physical intimacy, because it doesn't need words to be special. Two people can be silent, just staring in each other's eyes. They can even be clothed. They don't even have to be naked. They can be clothed, staring into each other's eyes with the intimacy to understand them. You can feel their thoughts. You can feel their love, their presence within your presence. And it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful. And then when you add the foundation of physical intimacy and a sexual preference, it's only amplified. I trust that you are listening to me with your heart and not with your mind, because your heart is going to tell you what the true truth is. Your heart is going to be the one to decide if this is something you remember, if this is something you've always known but didn't know how to speak about it yet. Or if maybe I don't know what I'm talking about and I should stop talking. But today is a day to ask boldly. Today is the day to finally speak about something that's been on your mind for a long time.